Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago PD star claims season 12 finale will impact trust between these two cops. Chicago PD has alternated, sometimes inconsistently, between its veteran characters and its new characters in season 12. There are pros and cons to both sides, but the last two episodes have done a surprisingly effective job at getting us reinvested in junior officers Kiana Cook, Toya Turner, and Dante Torres, Benjamin Levy Avular. It's been a bit since they have gotten a chance to take center stage and delve into their complicated relationship. Cook and Torres worked closely in the episode Name, Image, Likeness, and the actress who plays the former, Toya Turner, spoke with TV Line about the future of their partnership within the IU. To the surprise of absolutely no one, it's going to be complicated. Turner told the outlet that Cook is hesitant to trust Torres after the season 12 incident involving his first CI, Gloria Perez, Yara Martinez. Torres' attempt to conceal the fact he had a romance with the CI shook Cook's confidence in the officer, despite previously considering him a friend. This is something the two of them will continue to navigate for the rest of the season. I think it does still sting, Turner asserted. Of course, she's still going to work with him. But I feel like she don't really trust him. They're not as close as they used to be. The actress did note, however, that things will change in the last few episodes of the season, especially in the two-part finale. There are some things that bring them a little closer, she noted, and then there's going to be a moment or two in the finale. Perhaps sensing that fans are dying to know more about Cook and Torres' relationship, and the finale in general, Turner cut herself off. She told TV Line that she refused to give up any more info about the two-part conclusion to the season. That's it. That's all, she said while laughing. That's all I can say. I feel like it's her gaining trust of him again. While the jury is still out on whether Cook and Torres will ever be as close as they once were, the episode Name, Image, Likeness made an interesting narrative choice by having Cook undergo her own conflict with the CI, aka confidential informant. While she didn't get romantically involved the way Torres did, she did get tricked by her CI into trusting her, when the CI in question was actually one of the people involved in the crime they were investigating. Given how hard Cook took this mistake, and the conversation she had with Hank Voight, Jason Begg, at the end of the episode, we're inclined to believe that she has a bit more empathy for her fellow VU officer and what he went through with his CI drama. The buzz surrounding Chicago PD Season 12 has been growing steadily, but with the release of the trailer for the season finale, things have taken a sharp turn. The final moments of the season are set to shake up not just the characters' lives, but the very fabric of the intelligence unit itself. According to one of the show's stars, this season's conclusion will leave a permanent mark on the trust between two of its most prominent officers, Sergeant Hank Voight and Detective Jay Halstead. For fans of the show, the relationship between Voight and Halstead has been one of the most complex and enduring dynamics throughout the series. Voight, known for his tough exterior and morally gray decision-making, has served as a mentor and at times a father figure to Halstead. The two have shared numerous heart-to-hearts, and while their bond has occasionally been strained, they've always found a way to come back together. But that could all change in the season 12 final. In a recent interview, actor Jason Begg, who plays Hank Voight, teased that the finale will explore the lengths to which Voight is willing to go to protect his team, and how that protection might come at a steep personal cost. Voight was often operated outside the lines of the law, will find himself at a crossroads, forced to make a decision that will test his relationships with his colleagues, and none more so than with Halstead. This finale is going to put the kind of pressure on Voight that he's not used to, Beggy explained. He's always been the guy who calls the shots, who takes control. But this time he's going to find himself in a situation where his decisions don't just affect his career, they affect his personal life and the trust he's built with those closest to him. This shift in the storyline is expected to have a ripple effect on Halstead, who has long admired Voight's unwavering loyalty and leadership. As a former soldier with a deep sense of justice, Jay has often turned to Voight as a model of how to navigate the morally murky waters of policing in Chicago. However, as the finale unfolds, Halstead will be faced with a choice that challenges his view of his mentor and partner. Jay's loyalty to Voight has always been one of his strongest traits, but in this final, we're going to see him question that loyalty, said actor Jessa Lee Soffer, who portrays Jay Halstead. There's a moment where Jay has to decide whether he can still trust Voight, knowing what he's been involved in. It's a gut-wrenching choice for him. The strain on their relationship is further complicated by the broader context of the intelligence unit's mission. With each case they take on, Voight's team pushes boundaries, often operating in ways that skirt the edge of what's legally acceptable. Halstead has never been entirely comfortable with this, but he's accepted it, largely because of his respect for Voight and the results they get. However, as the finale plays out, the consequences of those actions will become all too real, and Halstead's faith in the system, and in Voight, will be tested like never before. Trust is the backbone of their partnership, Soffer continued. Without it, they're nothing, but at the same time, both of them are aware of the compromises they've made to do what they do. The question is, can they still live with those compromises and with each other? The finale's events will be a pivotal moment in their relationship, a moment that could alter the course of both men's futures. Will Halstead still have Voight's back? Will Voight be able to salvage the trust he spent years cultivating, or will this be the breaking point that changes their dynamic forever? The teaser for the episode hints at a major confrontation between the two characters, leaving fans on edge about how things will unfold. As much as the two men have been allies through thick and thin, the lines between right and wrong have always been blurred in their world. Voight's willingness to push limits has been both his strength and his weakness, and now it seems that those very choices may be the thing that drives a wedge between him and Halstead. What's powerful about this season's finale is that it's not just about the action or the case. They're both incredibly important, of course, but it's really about the emotional and moral fallout from the choices Voight and Halstead have made, Begg said. This finale is about the aftermath. It's about the cost of what happens when the trust between them cracks. Fans are already speculating about what might happen next. Some believe that this could be the moment when Halstead finally decides to break away from the intelligence unit, distancing himself from the man who has both guided him and led him astray. Others are wondering if this will lead to an even greater fracture in the team, as the members of the intelligence unit grapple with the fallout of their actions. There's also the looming question of what this means for the show's future. The relationship between Voight and Halstead has always been central to the series, and it's hard to imagine the show moving forward without some resolution to this tension. Could the finale mark a significant turning point for both characters? Could this be the beginning of a new chapter for the team? Or, as Begg hinted, could the damage be permanent, leaving the door open for a very different dynamic in Season 13? The Chicago PD Season 12 finale promises to be a game-changer, one that will test the bonds of loyalty, trust, and friendship that have been at the core of the show since its inception. As Voight and Halstead face their darkest hour yet, fans can only hope that somehow they'll find a way to rebuild the trust that has defined their relationship for so long. But as the trailer suggests, that may not be as easy as it sounds. In the end, the question remains, can Voight and Halstead survive the fallout from the decisions they've made, or will the Season 12 finale mark the beginning of the end for their partnership? The answer may just lie in the trust that both men are willing or unwilling to extend to each other in the wake of a turbulent and life-altering season finale.